PlayStation is making Xbox Game Pass look like a home run. Marvel's given us new looks at the God of Mischief show and the Super Spies movie. And if you're an Apple Arcade subscriber, you just had a busy Easter break. All that and the latest and everything cool today in the Rundown. Hey, welcome to the show, everybody. I hope you all had a fantastic Easter holiday. A lot of things went down. We've got lots to get into. But first, I want to give a special shout out and a thank you to our sponsor, the Gaming Stadium. They are Canada's leader in online esports tournament facilitation. They've got tournaments going on every weekend, and you don't want to miss out on the action. You can find out all about them and join up with them at tgs.gg. Now, today's rundown is dedicated to John Craw, who is celebrating a birthday today. Happy birthday, John. Let's get started with news about how Game Pass has come out swinging. Over the weekend, the news broke that MLB The Show 21 will be available to Xbox Game Pass subscribers at the game's launch. This is a huge deal for Xbox and PlayStation and, frankly, the entire game industry. And it really is putting the ball, to mix sports metaphors, back in PlayStation's court to offer a day-and-date AAA game subscription service that's comparable to Xbox Game Pass. PS Plus and PS Now are both good deals, and they're filled with great games. The free downloadable games that you get on PS Plus, like this month's Oddworld Soulstorm, more than justify the yearly subscription. And if you want to play great games that have been around a bit, like The Avengers, which is being offered to PS Now this month, that's a good service too. Although not all the games on PS Now are downloadable, and sometimes streaming off of PS Now can be a little bit finicky. So Game Pass, with Outriders launching last week and MLB The Show 21 launching later this month, not to mention awesome indie games like Cyber Shadow and big plays like the Bethesda deal, is really showing that Microsoft is not playing around and they are going all in on paying for content to get those subscriptions. PlayStation still has killer exclusive titles, and we keep coming back for that awesome content, and the PS5 is still really selling well. But this has become a much more interesting horse race for this console generation. It's going to be very interesting to see if PlayStation comes back to the table with something that is really one-to-one comparable with what Game Pass is offering. But let me know, you guys, do you want PlayStation to kind of go toe-to-toe with Game Pass and offer up all of their exclusive games as launch titles on a subscription service? Are you happy with the way that PlayStation is handling things right now? I think this conversation around MLB The Show 21 really moves the needle. Now, over in the superhero department, Marvel is doing their damnedest to keep us entertained this year. Marvel has an incredibly busy 2021, and the imagery for what's coming down the pipeline is starting to heat up. Over the weekend, a new trailer dropped for the long-awaited Black Widow, reminding us why the character and Scarlett Johansson's portrayal of Natasha Romanoff are so integral to the MCU. We're going to get a really cool, juicy backstory. We're going to see David Harbour in action as the Red Guardian, and Black Widow is going to square off against the one and only Taskmaster. Count me in. The movie hits theaters and Disney Plus premiere access on July 9th, so you don't have to go and see this in the theater if you would rather watch Black Widow at home. Something else that you can watch at home is Loki, and a new trailer dropped today from Marvel and Disney Plus, and this show just looks sensational. The chemistry between an officious Owen Wilson, who is part of the Time Variance Authority, and Loki, the God of Mischief, is great. I love this whole plot device idea of Loki stealing the Tesseract and breaking the flow of time. I think what we're going to see is a lot of cool MCU cameos, and I think this show is really going to set up Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness. I'm looking forward to both of these massive MCU properties, and I'm also looking forward to chatting more about The Falcon and the Winter Soldier, which I'm loving right now on Disney Plus. I'll have some further thoughts on that show very soon. But wait, there's more. Apple wanted to get in on this Easter weekend madness as well. Also part of this very busy Easter weekend in Geek World, Apple Arcade dropped a ton of compelling new games into the service. First up is Fantasian, developed by Mistwalker and headed up by the legendary Hironobu Sakaguchi, with music by the equally giant Nobuo Uematsu. The game, which is a traditional turn-based JRPG with a big story, features handmade dioramas that game art was applied to, so it gives the game a beautiful photoreal scale model kind of vibe. It's absolutely gorgeous. Platinum Games is also part of the Apple Arcade party with World of Demons. This game features a gorgeous cel-shaded aesthetic and the fast-paced combat and action that the studio is world famous for. 2K Sports dropped NBA 2K21 Arcade Edition, which is a version of the well-made mobile game, but refreshingly free of any microtransactions. And Clap Hands, who made a name for themselves with the Hot Shots Golf and Everybody's Golf games on the PlayStation platforms, created Clap Hands Golf for Apple Arcade. It's a full-fledged arcade golf experience with lots of character customization and story elements. It looks like it's a total blast. I can't wait to play that one. Additionally, Apple Arcade added some well-known mobile hits to the service with games like Badland, Monument Valley, Don't Starve, Fruit Ninja, and a ton more. It was the most prolific list of games that I've seen hit the service since it launched. Now, I know a lot of people aren't big on the idea of mobile gaming, and they don't associate Apple with games anymore, but this Apple Arcade service is pretty incredible. It's about $5 a month, and right now we're over 150 games that are available on Apple Arcade, and there are a lot of very cool ones. I'm definitely going to be digging deeper into Fantasian and World of Demons, and I'll come back and tell you how I feel about them, but I'm super excited that Apple is spending some of its billions and billions of dollars on big budget games like this. I think it's a very cool idea, and I love that they're working with incredible developers like Platinum and Mistwalker. It's very exciting. And just a couple more things that I want to tell you about. Warner Brothers had a very big Easter weekend as well with the release of the new Space Jam: A New Legacy trailer, which stars LeBron James, WB cartoon characters in both 2D and 3D animation, and also the Iron Giant and King Kong for some reason. It kind of looks like a fusion of Ready Player One and Space Jam, which frankly I think I'm okay with. I do want to watch this movie. It's going to be available in theaters and on HBO Max day and date later this summer. And Godzilla vs. Kong did some spectacular business over the weekend, all things considered. Movie theaters aren't open to full capacity yet, but the flick pulled in almost $50 million over its 5-day opening in North America, and the movie is sitting at around $285 million in international box office. It's pretty clear that with the vaccinations out there and everybody starting to know a lot more of how to deal with this pandemic, things are starting to feel like we're moving in the direction of being safer, although case counts are pretty high in a lot of different cities out there. We're not through the woods yet, but we're getting there, and so the news is starting to feel a little bit more encouraging. Just please do whatever you can to stay safe and follow the guidelines. All right, you guys, that's going to do it for the rundown today. Thank you so much for watching. I'll be back again tomorrow with a fresh episode for you. Thank you to all of our subscribers, and thank you especially to all of our EPN members. We'll see you tomorrow, and until then, play forever.